or treatment to test for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZY to learn more.
WLIS HD2 Baltimore from the Big Al Studio, Baltimore's #1 accident attorney. Praise 106.1, giving our city just what we need.
The views and opinions of the guests and hosts you hear are not necessarily those of the staff and management of Radio 1, its sponsors, or its advertisers.
You out there? Because I hear the music. Are you out there? Okay, different. Well, you can get out there. All right, perfect. I'm going down. All right, you good.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Baltimore. Good morning, Virginia, D.C., Delaware. Good morning, America. It's a blessing to be
Good
here.
morning, America. Yes.
we are the people of the world. I was looking at a program. One of the presentators said that black is not a color. Black is the origin of all colors. So black is not a color, and I saw this white lady made her presentation on how she was the origin also of black. Black. She originated also from black. Yeah, so we're glad to be here. That we know that there are certain things that we are focusing on. We emphasize and continue emphasizing our effort and role and plays that we are playing and reaching out into the community. There are certain special programs that will be coming up, special instructions that are being provided. And I kind of want to talk about some of those instructions that I think that the parents need to be emphasizing to their children from birth, because there were some major concerns, I think, that are taking place in the communities, children fighting each other at schools and all that kind of stuff. And I think that the instructions of parents will play a major role in dealing with the attitude and the behavior and the reason for them not getting involved and reacting to situations that they don't feel that they appreciate. However, let me mention a couple of days. This is a National DNA Day. The National DNA Day. This emphasizing DNA testing, educational training in testing DNA. I suppose we need a lot of that, because there are a lot of conditions that people are experiencing, sick conditions, and it's primarily basically a result of things that we do, things that we eat, things that activity that we exercise that we don't. There's a lot of factors that need to be considered as we anticipate. I was looking at a presentation also the other day. The lady was interviewing a lady on the grounds, and she said, "Can you imagine how old I am?" And I was looking at the lady, and she looked to be about 65 or 70. And the lady said, "No, I think you're about 60 years old." She said, "No, I'm 104." And she was talking about the circumstances that people need to know in order to maintain their physical strength. There things that they could do that prevent increasing in weight size. She named a whole lot of things that activities that people could do that will provide them with her appearance. She was strong. There was no way in the world you'd been able to tell that that lady wasn't over 65, and she was 104. So this is the kind of thing that I think that we need to probably emphasize among ourselves, have instructions about, encouraging people, and that's what this National DNA Day focuses on. This is also a National Hug Your Plumber Day. I suppose there were some issues in plumbing. I know I've got a call from my people that live in my house in Randallstown that they're having some difficulty with the hot water heater. I suppose that there are circumstances that this period of time have emphasized the necessity of focusing on your plumber. Also, this American Camp Week, and that's the area, American Camp Week. That's the area that we do have a camp program that's going to be coming up next month. Next month. In June. Started in June. This is month after next. we still in in this month. So we're gonna be that's another day. The National Pet Care for All Day. I mean, pet care for all. You know, there's a lot of commercials on television on how they need to make a contribution to help take care of animals and horses and dogs and cattle. This is National Pet Care for All Day. So there are many other days, but those are the ones that I kind of want to make reference to. Makeda, she was the African queen. We know about Queen of Sheba, but this lady, they say that she dominated. She was head of commanding soldiers. She was undefeated in the battle, and this was 960 BC when she, I think, came out of office, went into office at that time. So I just want to kind of emphasize the basic principles that parents should emphasize, the value. You know, that have in this country there was negative value placed on women, and even whether you're white or black, you weren't allowed to vote until 1919. Couldn't even vote. Isn't that something? And here this woman in 960 BC dominated our nations. She was a queen. In Kush in 5-something BC, Kush had women kings, and they dominated Egypt and all of those, that whole section. You know, Kush is the African that they said that came to America before the Indians, and that statue that is in right outside of Mexico with that African statue. They said that was done by Kush when they came, and that was there before the Indians came in. And then usually we know that when you see pictures of Indians in California, old back, they all generally are black, you know. So, and we know that there are certain patterns that the Indian did that had to come from Africa. The drum beat, that's an African thing, and the dancing, that's the African dance they do. You know, that's a whole lot of. But there are a lot of factors about education that came out of Africa that people are not aware of, because of a lot of the slaves was well skillful men and women that they brought over there. What millions of people they brought over in slavery, but some of them was very highly skillful, and which was obviously reflected in years to come, and that's where maybe I make reference to where I came from, which was Cane Ridge. I said we often refer to Snow Lake. Snow Lake is about 6 or 7 miles outside of Cane Ridge, but Cane Ridge was the section that was owned and dominated by blacks, and they originated from the late 1700s. William Stewart, for instance, was born in 1770. William Stewart, and he had a son named Moses Stewart. And Moses Stewart was born in 1792. Now Moses Stewart had 3 daughters. One of those daughters was my father's great-great-grandmother, and my great-great-great-grandmother, and that was Louisiana Stewart. Louisiana, she married Johnson, Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson died in 1943. Louisiana Johnson died in 1943. And she was born in 1843. So she was 100 years old, and she died in my father's house with my mother in 1943. That was about 2 years before I was born, so I didn't get a chance to see her. But this origin.
You can't really confirm that. Because every census she lied about her age.
No, but I'm going by the original.
Yeah, but every census
But-
she lied about her age
But-
because Louisiana was a beautiful, young-looking woman.
But see,
So she could afford to lie about her age.
but she had to have. Her sister was born in 1839. Her oldest sister, 1839.
So would you
So
like
she
to
was
know
born
the
in-
legend about Louisiana? That when I went down to Arkansas and I interviewed the oldest man in Arkansas, this was in like 2006. He knew her. He knew your mother, and he had known her. And the legend goes, in the 1870 census, she's 18 years old. No, she's 20 years old, still living in her father's house. Now, that was unusual because most young ladies married somewhere between 14 and 16. But the legend goes that she had been married and she had children, and the children had been separated from her because prior to the Civil War, she had been working for some folks on the other side of what is now the railroad tracks. And this person, this foreman on their farm, they were clearing brush. They were clearing trees and brush, trying to create farmland. And he decided he wanted to treat her like a slave. She would not allow that. She grabbed the whip as he tried to whip her and pulled him into the brush fire and then took off up the winding road.
Well, remember, the King Ridge, this section was dominated, owned by
Yes.
black, the whole section.
Yes.
The King Ridge section. And it was, it was pretty, there was a section in Mississippi that was created by Africa.
Yes, so
let me tell you this.
they were a mixed
Wait a minute.
African and Indian group.
Yeah, I know.
And they were receiving a stipend from the federal government. The problem is that stipend could not be used to buy land or get
But
materials to
that's why
farm land.
That's what I want to talk about, this section.
And that's why she was
Wait a
working.
minute. The section in Mississippi, there was a section that they built a wall around it, and there was a black dominated section, and they created everything for themselves. They didn't allow no racism in there at all. They dominated. They had their own bank. They had their own. They had strictly resisted race for attitude could not come in that section. Dominated by blacks, and that's when I grew up. King Ridge had that type of atmosphere.
Yes,
as
it
well.
was.
That kind of atmosphere.
Well, it's only one road in and one road out. So if you came up the road and you
You
belong
came down,
there,
once you hit King Ridge, you came down black land.
That's right.
Everybody owned, and these four daughters, George Hunter, the Hunters, the George, Dorinda married a Hunter, George Hunter. So George Hunter, I knew the 12, but I don't mean the Hunter boys. My father was the only son, so he dominated most of the land from that daughter. But George Hunter there was many Hunters. I knew Aaron Hunter, John Hunter, all these Hunters, and all of them had a section of land in that. So Dorinda's land was divided among all the Louisiana Johnson. She had only down this strip. Her daughter had a daughter, and that daughter had a son, which was Joe Jones, my father. So it was one right down the line on her, and what happened, so that he dominated more of the land because it wasn't divided like other. One of his grandmother was a Jackson, right?
yes.
So anyway,
Yes.
what I want to talk about is the atmosphere of the community and the principles and the teaching that the parents and the family, because everybody was your parent, and the teaching that went on that virtually didn't allow the motivation of fighting one another like it's going on in our community right now. We have an extensive, so what I want to do just briefly, before I get into the other discussion, I want to just kind of give some basic principles, I think, that if mothers teach their children when they are born, then they will have a different attitude about participating in fighting. And there's a scripture. Now, first of all, Luke 139, the question was raised by the angel, is there anything too hard for God? Is there anything too hard for God? So let's go back. First John, this was John, St. John 3:16 said, God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish. So what I'm getting to is 1 John, the 4th chapter, and I want them to really hear this. 1 John, the 4th chapter, the 16th verse, and this is what it says. For we have known and believed the love that God has for us. Now, remember with John 3:16, God so loved the world. We have known and believed the love that God has for us. So God is love. God is love. And he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God is in him. Now, that means that if you teach your child that if you love, God is in you. And go back to Luke 37. Is there anything too hard for God? So therefore, if you got God in you, if you let hatefulness and bitterness, you drive that God out of you. So what you're teaching your children, never allow God to come out of you, because if you got God in you, there's nothing too hard for you to do. And Jesus emphasized that in Matthew 5:43 and 44. He said, it has been said that you love your neighbor and hate your love your neighbor and hate your enemy, right? He said, but I said, love your enemy. Now what Jesus was emphasizing, don't let that hatred drive God out of you. Love your enemy. Love those that despitefully use you and do all kind of evil against you. He said, you got to maintain that love. If you don't, you're going to allow God to be driven out of you. And if God is driven out of you, you lose all of that power that you would have had to resist the temptation to fight in school or whatever. So if you teach these principles to the children, that you got to maintain that love in you. And because if you don't maintain that love in you, then you're not going to be able to have the power to do all of the miraculous things in life that you will be able to do. And you keep telling them that, and they believe that and feel that.
In fact, the Saturday school's going on now, and one of the teachers, that was their topic. I walked in the classroom, and she was talking about love just this morning to the class.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, there's a children's school, and we thank God that they are teaching these principles right here at Concord to the children and all that. And we thank God for that. And the reason why we thank God for that is because we know that as they have done this teaching for 15 and 16 years with the children's school every Saturday, it has attracted mothers of those children and fathers of those children that wasn't going to nobody's church. So it's been very effective in reaching out into the community and creating a different type of attitude in the parents of the children. You know, and they become supportive. I mean, you know, they become more reliable and supportive of members that we've been. Tomorrow we'll be celebrating a special day, and we'll be in the program this past year. We had 14 deaths of people out of this congregation who were committed and dedicated and worked Some of them worked many years. Probably some of them pretty much were born in the church and been in church working the whole. I'm talking about so that's why I'm talking about the people that we acknowledging the 14 people. Maybe not all 14 of them, but some of them may have come in later. But many of those 14 that we are celebrating tomorrow have children who are very successful in life because of their relationship that they had to God, that they demonstrated. And they have children that, I don't know, how many years you've been here?
At this church.
And she got successful some children.
48, praise God. They all got jobs. Thank you.
I mean, skillful, because we have had one of our sons to draw additional sections at my facility where we can build concrete, expanding the facility. He designed. That's a natural spiritual gift, the ability to design. And that's what happened to those people in Mississippi and different states. They had that natural gift of creating. There was a special this week on television about that city in Mississippi where they created their own hospitals, their own schools, their own businesses, their own banks, and built a brick wall around it. What I'm saying is, those are the type of principles that we need to focus on and emphasize to our children. That's what I'm speaking to the parents that may be listening. If they teach their children this, then they won't have to worry about them going to jail when they get 16 or 20. They teach their children this. And that's what needs to happen. They need to teach their children that keep love in you. I spoke to a young lady last night about coming to work at the facility. And I asked her, do you love yourself? And if you don't love yourself, you can't love these people that you come to take care of. She said, I really love myself. And I will do a tremendous job. I said, I'm going to make sure that we talk about that and get you to working. Because I'm going to say now, because the young lady that you called in to work last night did not go to the second floor at all. And so, if I'd have known that's who you're going to get out, because I knew the circumstances that she is living in her life. Yeah. But anyway, our times are up right now. So we got two guests for the next half going to be talking about a lot of different activities and functions and instructions and classes that will benefit the parents so that they will have the knowledge to share with their children. You can sign into these classes and she's going to tell you how to do it. Right now, the song going to come, We the People, and we can do it. That's what we forget about. We are the people, and we can do it.
And we can do it. Yes, we'll be right back after this song. No commercials, guys.
Yep. Here we go. We are the people who can do it. Oh, yeah. It's time. Gotta make the change. We are the people who can do it. Yo, Mom, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to? Seems like everyone is running from the truth.
Yep.
We got scared up and fine, walking through the night. We're the people, we can do it if we try. I know we can do it. Somebody ask me, why do we have to go through it? It's such a test of our faith. Oh, we're living day to day.
one from heaven up above. Take a seat, it's simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying.
We are the people and we can do it. I know a place, and I want to take you there. Right now we have Dr. Cofield, and she is a great educator. She have worked in teaching in the school system. I believe she got a sorority sign on there. Is that a sorority sign?
Yes, it is. Zeta Phi Beta.
Zeta sorority.
Final womanhood.
The Zetas, and so we are blessed. She has demonstrated, and I'm gonna, maybe I should say this too. She came out of the South Carolina country.
Just as conscious as I can be.
But and that's what our children are missing, those principles that we had when we were together. You know, when we were segregated, we were together. And therefore, when we segregated, we have everybody in the community. You had the teachers, the lawyers, the business people, the pastors. I reckon I have to be conscious and guilty of the fact that I'm not in the community anymore. I'm integration fixer, so I can move into white community. But the impact of being together and all that instructions that we got from everybody was there, the teachers. We had the lawyers there, the doctors there, the teachers there, the workers there, the carpenters there, everybody right there together. And it had a great impact on who we were and what we were capable of doing. So, Dr. Cofield, you want to take over and tell us about the instructions that are coming up that are available to people that they can participate in and sign up for it?
Yes, sir. Good morning again. Yes, we are about to start our annual Christian Education Conference. It's going to be virtual again this year, and it's going to begin on May 4th, the week of May 4th, and we are offering a few different kind of courses this year based on the needs of some of our students are in the certified teacher education program, so we want to offer courses for them. But our theme is the Word Empowered Church on a mission to develop a culture of evangelism based on Matthew 28:19-20. And we have a secondary sub-theme, the promises of God makes life worth living.
Yeah, right.
Psalm 91:14-16. Our pastor preached on that particular pericope last Sunday. The promises of God makes life worth living. So, beginning on May 4th, the courses we're offering, and like I said, we are virtual for most of the week. We have the Survey of Revelation, we have Baptist Doctrine, Christian Belief, the writing technique, particularly for our students who are in the Certified Teacher Program, and we have a workshop entitled Mission Not Impossible. Some of you may remember the television series called Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
But this
yeah.
is Mission
It's not.
Impossible. In other words,
there's nothing too hard for God.
That's right. So this course will be teaching about the mission of the church and that it's not impossible. So we hope many of you will sign up for that course, especially those who've already completed those other courses. And then we also have a second course going to be offered on another day, effective Bible reading, so that some of our parishioners can get 2 courses in that week. That's going to take place on that Friday and maybe Saturday or another day in the week. And that's effective Bible reading. Now coming in on that Saturday, May the 9th, which is a Saturday before Mother's Day, we're going to have our children, youth and teens and young adults and older adult session on that Saturday, May the 9th from 9 to 2 o'clock. And as Dr. Jones has alluded to some conflicts, we have a lot of conflicts among our people that leads to fighting and shooting. So, and we've seen this among our children in the church as well. So we're offering a class for them for that day, for the children, youth, young adults, teen, and older adults. And that title is, Why Can't We Just Get Along? That's the title of that course, Why Can't We Just Get Along? Referencing our chapter in Isaiah, Come Let Us Reason Together, based on that particular scripture. So we have guest instructors coming in on Saturday to work with our children on that particular topic. And Saturday will also include a panel discussion with our students based on that same topic. And I think Dr. Ramona here will be helping to facilitate that particular panel discussion. And it may be during this hour. I don't know if you let us have this hour.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah.
To have that panel discussion.
Yes.
So we are excited about our Christian Leadership Conference coming up this year. And we pray that you will come and join us. Just you may call the church if you're out there. And we can tell you how you may register for the course, one of those courses during that week.
What's the number to the church?
410. Look, that's my number.
410.
410-367-1117. You can put it on extension 108 if you like. That will come directly to me.
Extension 108. Now, I'm going to go back to each one of the classes and the date that you're going to, time it's going to be able to tune in.
On May the 4th, we're going to start May the 4th at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. May the
Zoom.
4th.
You'll get a Zoom link to come in on May the 4th.
And which classes will be available on May the 4th?
Survey of Revelation, Baptist Doctrine, Christian Belief, that writing class if you're in that certified writing program or just want to improve your writing, and that workshop, Mission Not Impossible. They would take place on Monday, May 4th through Thursday, May 7th.
So those are the classes that you can sign up for that will be going on that whole week. And how do you sign up again? How do you get connected?
They can call the church at 410-367-1117, extension 108, and I'll get them registered.
You get them registered, okay. So did you hear that? Be sure to tune in for the class. This class is available to you. It's critical and very essential that, and what is the theme for this week? You gave the theme for this week.
The sub-theme, the promise of God makes life worth living, but our main theme, the word empowered church on a mission to develop a culture of evangelism.
The word empowered church on a mission to develop a culture of evangelism, that's evangelism means you're reaching people and bringing them to a relationship with God. You're putting love in them, putting God in them, giving them the power that nothing will be too hard for them to achieve. And sometimes we don't recognize what having a relationship, having the love of God in us means. So this is what this instruction is providing, that you can have this type of relationship build up. And the classes on Saturday, what are the classes being on Saturday?
The entire day Saturday for our children, youth, teens, young adults, and older adults. And the one topic is, why can't we just get along? All the teacher will be teaching on that topic to the children and providing principles and concepts and feasible ways to just get along based on our scripture. Come, let us reason together.
Why can't we just get along? And I suppose the fifth chapter and the 43rd and the 43rd verse of the fifth chapter of Gospel of St. Matthew really that's what Jesus was focusing on. The problem that they were having. You were gonna love your neighbor and hate your enemy. That means that you're not gonna be able to get along. And he goes straight down that line to things that you need to develop and things that you need to do within yourself in order to get along. Sometimes we make Jesus too supernatural. You know what I mean? Jesus came as a human to demonstrate to us what we'll be able to do if we have God in us. That's what he came to do. He came as a human. He did everything that happened to human happened to him, even death. Everything. Now here he is God, but he allowed everything to happen to him that would happen to humans. He had priests going against him. People showed up. The masses showed up when he came into Jerusalem that last time. Masses showed up, and they said, "Who is this guy that these folks so excited about?" Then he goes right into court, and the same folks that give us, rather than he gave them a choice whether they're going to accept Jesus or whatever the other power. And the same people that were excited about him, selected other than then let Jesus go to be lynched on the tree. Because now the Pilate had found him innocent. And if you execute a person who's innocent, that's a lynching. And he did it on a tree. So that's James Cone fixed it so to show how those lynchings that took place among black people down through the years could have spiritual representation. Jesus was lynched on the tree. So that's what we're coming up with. We want you to be sure to sign up for the class. Are you listening? Please sure to sign up for the class. We're going to be talking about it again on tomorrow, right? So for the parishioners who want to sign up for the class, it's going to be virtual. Virtual. You can stay home and do it. Virtual. It's amazing that it's amazing that the conditions of the 2023, 24, the COVID, what they did to us created this virtual. I think we were doing some virtual before that, weren't we?
Yeah, we were doing the church service was already on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook and virtual before.
Having meetings and things via Zoom. That's why we had Zoom accounts and things.
Yep. So that's what we're focusing on. Anything else you want to emphasize? Mona, you gonna come in and?
Okay. So I'm back here because we're still trying to get rid of tickets for the Father's Day concert featuring Shirley Caesar on June the 21st. We have 100 tickets that we need you guys to get. After tomorrow, the tickets go from $55 a person to $65 a person.
Those who are listening need to call in today.
Yes, call in today.
And tomorrow, and
yes.
Get their name so they can get their tickets at how much? $55.
$55. They are having, they were, I think they still are having like a dinner before. That's an additional cost, but there's a number on the ticket I think you can call if you want to sign up to eat. The concert starts at 4 p.m. and it's featuring a lot of people. 11 different groups are singing, including, in addition to Shirley Caesar, which includes the Mighty Clouds of Joy, and there are a couple other quartets, and of course the young people from the Development of a Square, Faith Worshipers, will be presenting some of their original music. I'm really excited about it. The band was here last night, and we were rehearsing and going to record the tracks. And this is a great experience for the young people to see, to be in an environment with professional presenters. I don't want to call them entertainers, but those professional people who are out in the world using their gift, allowing their passion to become their livelihood, and using the gift that God gave them in order to travel the world and do so many different things. This is really good exposure for them and a really good opportunity for them to be able to go and function in this professional environment and see something outside of what they see every day, which may not be as nice as we would like for it to be, but.
Well, I have two personal encounters with two of your major singers. Shirley Caesar, I was in high school and at the church, I was a minister. I started preaching at 16, 17. But I was sitting in the aisle next to the aisle, and Shirley Caesar, I don't know, she must have been about 22 or 3 years old at that time. She must be a bit older than I am. and she came there and sang. She was singing, and while she was singing, she came down the aisle and caught me by my hand and drugged me down. Shirley Caesar probably don't even remember doing that to me. And she drugged me out of my seat, down the aisle, and she testified and sang and made a point with utilizing my presence. Mm-hmm. That's what Shirley Caesar did. She might do that to somebody.
Well, I anticipate.
But the Mighty Clouds of Joy, let me tell you, I have a personal contact with Mighty Clouds of Joy, because once a year, the Mighty Clouds of Joy always came to Greater Mount Moriah and performed. The Mighty Clouds, they would call me and tell me, it's time for us to be coming through. Are you ready for us? Yes. And the Mighty Clouds of Joy will always come and sing. And after I came here, Mighty Clouds of Joy had selected one young guy who lived out there in Columbia somewhere, who had become a member of the Mighty Clouds of Joy. And he came here and sang, and strange thing, about 10, 12 years later, he passed away. Remember, he passed away, and they had the funeral. And he was young. When he passed away, I thought he was probably still in his 50s, But he had joined the Mighty Clouds of Joy. Now, he was not one of those that was coming to Greater Mount Moriah, but they knew about me, and he knew about that. They always came to Greater Mount. The original Mighty Clouds of Joy. Right. So I'm sure that these groups, the Mighty Clouds of Joy, probably not one of the original.
No, probably not.
So they wouldn't even know anything about when they were coming to Greater Mount Moriah every year and performing the Mighty Clouds of Joy. They were some kind of singers, though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a wonderful concert. Don't delay. This has been put on by the Fresh Faces of Gospel, which is Reginald Lewis and his wife. They work with 106.1. And great opportunity for artists to come together and just worship and praise.
Is this going to be, it's been relocated, right?
Yes, that's right. It will now be at Morgan State University on June the 21st, which is Father's Day. This is a great Father's Day gift to bring out your loved one and just be a part of a wonderful afternoon.
Yeah, that's going to be June the
21st. At 4 p.m.
At what time?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. And I already have my ticket.
Oh, you do? You got your ticket. Also, too, we're having Impersonate a Legend. And this means that, Ms. Cofield, you have to come and play Mavis Staples and come and sing your song for Impersonate a Legend. We asking those to sign up. It's $5. Those to attend, it's $8. We are raising funds for Camp Excellent for the summer for young people who want to come and can't afford to. And we need everybody to sign up, like right now, today, on the website, www.epstage.org, and go to events and sign up to Impersonate a Legend. Dr. Jones is going to be somebody.
5 blind boys.
Okay, he gonna play all 5 blind boys. It is May the 15th, Friday night at 7 p.m. here at Concord Baptist Church. 7 p.m. on Friday night, May the 15th. And we just gonna have a good time. We gonna have some soft drinks and some popcorn, and we're going to come out and just pretend to be the most wonderful people from African American history.
And on that Saturday will be our
Evangelfest.
No, on that Saturday we will be
that's
here
right.
For the commencement, the honorary doctor, the special presentations for people who have been working in the communities. They give special services to people all over. There will be people coming from all over the country. I think in probably 1 or 2 African countries originally where we were. It was global presentation. I think it's kind of got local this time, more local, because we're pulling more people out of different states, and they will be here too. They will be on that 3rd, that Saturday, from starting around what time? 10 o'clock, isn't it?
I believe it's around 10.
Around 10, and so there'll be a wonderful celebration. That weekend, that Friday night.
Yep, Friday night,
and then
Saturday. And then Sunday is Youth Day.
Sunday is Youth Day.
Uh-huh.
So it's a very, very special occasion that is coming up. So we're looking forward to participating.
Yes,
And
also
the the State Baptist Convention is going to be when? That's going to be next Friday. And no, not the annual session. The recognition for past presidents.
Oh yeah, that's the 20. But, that's during the annual session.
That's during the annual.
It's during the week of the annual session.
Mm-hmm.
The annual session began on that weekend. Yeah, on that weekend. And then and that Monday following we have the continuation, the pre-convention musical that Monday, which is the 18th, and the annual session will continue, and then the banquet for the 100 years of the United Baptist Missionary Convention is on that Friday.
Friday, yeah, the 100th celebration.
And our pastor, Dr. Jones, he's one of the past presidents of the United Baptist Convention of Maryland.
And our president will be here week after next, not next Saturday, week after next when you're having the group. He will be here to talk about that as well. He said that we talked with him that he will be here to.
Dr. Maddox?
Dr. Maddox.
Coming on the show.
He's coming on the show.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He will be here to talk about what's coming up and involving people to be involved in it. We should be make special efforts to reach out to the community and unify all the churches. You know, we need to be working together. You know.
Amen.
All the churches. You know, we should. The United Baptist State Convention should. You know, every church should try to develop a relationship with that convention. That's what we need to really be pushing. That because there was a time. I mean, it was a very, very strong state convention, probably the strongest in the country. And we want to make sure that we need to maintain those where we original natures, that nature that we have come from, and share it with others. And I think that's what's going on. So. We have three major programs that we have talked about today. The virtual classes, and they were, once again, the virtual classes going to be starting on the 4th, you said?
May the 4th,
at what?
6 p.m.
6 p.m., May the 4th at 6 p.m. So call in and get into these classes. If you don't remember the name of all the classes, it should be on YouTube, Facebook and YouTube. And I believe
so.
If we get this if it's announced, is it this being announced over our broadcast?
Yes, it is on Facebook.
It'll be on Facebook and YouTube. So if you
Yes.
don't know what classes that don't remember what class it was named, go to Facebook and YouTube. Concord Baptist Church, Baltimore. Go to Facebook and YouTube and put it up, and you can see all their classes and which one you want to be involved in. So it's because sometimes we don't understand the value that it places in us and the steps that are being taken to develop the inner strength that are in us. Because as we move away from those spiritual powers and strength, we have come all the way. We have come all the way from 900 years living all the way down to 30. We're destroying ourselves by not following these basic principles. And I was talking to the guy who's going to be working with us this week. He's gonna be probably on the second Sunday. He's going to be here to announce instructions that are going to be provided, where he's teaching people what they should eat and how they should exercise. He's going to make available those classes that they can come and participate in. And because we need to know this stuff, because this is what some people don't know that smoking cut off 20 years of their life. Our time is up. We know a place. I hope you have gotten those information. I hope you wrote it down. Our time is running out. And remember, I know a place.
And I'll take you there.
All right.
Help me. Come on. Somebody help me. I'll take you back. Help me, y'all. I'll take you back.
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos.